Good morning. Haven't been on here in a while, have I? What's up, y'all? I'm actually using my phone today, too. Again, haven't done that in a while. I'm usually using my MacBook. What's up with y'all? How you doing? I missed you last weekend. We had to take an emergency trip to California last weekend. Had to take a little emergency trip, so wasn't able to get on here and blab. And today's one of those types of days where none of the people that I follow have put any content online for like 2 days, you know? And I always find myself like, damn it, man, why aren't they putting any shit on the internet, you know? The people that I follow. And that little voice in the back of my head always says, well, why don't you put some content on the internet? And I'm like, because I don't feel like it. And then that voice says, well, maybe they don't either. And I'm like, well, damn it, man. All right. Well, maybe I'll be that guy then. Maybe I'll be that guy. I'll be the guy that I'm looking for. What's up, y'all? How you doing? There's a couple of you up in here. What's up, Leandro? Morning. This is a little bit weird. I haven't done this in forever on my phone. So I might miss comments. I might miss them. Got Trace and Leandro in the house. What's up? Anyway, if I miss comments, I'm not ignoring you. They're kind of hard to keep track of when they go up on the phone screen here. I'm mainly testing out my new little. I got a little selfie stick. I'm testing it out. Not really testing it out, but I'm just using it because I've been playing a lot more lately with doing. I mean, I've been driving myself nuts with this, and people ask me, like people who know me personally, you know, if I'm working on putting any content on the internet other than tarot. And I'm like, yeah, I need to. I need to, but that requires work and planning and thinking, and I'm just too lazy for that. So I'm like, man, I really do need to. I really do have a lot of things to say that I think are pretty important. So, I might at least here when it warms up a little bit. I don't know. I can't do it when it's too hot, but I might do some outdoors video content, you know, like when I'm walking, going to walk, shoot a video, you know. Anyway, though, I'm waking up slow. What is good with y'all? Yeah, I haven't been on here in forever, Natalie. Haven't been on here in forever. Can y'all hear me clearly? That's another thing I want to make sure. Because the last time I did one of these on my phone, I went and watched it back and the audio was horrible. It was terrible. Can y'all hear me clearly? Can you hear me? But anyway, no, we were in California last weekend. Leah's grandma passed away, and back like the day after Christmas, and now the grandkids had to go to the house to like pick out the things that they want, you know. And her family is so cool when it comes to that right there, man. Boy, most families fight and bicker and argue over all kind of dumb shit, you know. But I guess they're selling the house, so everybody got to go through the house and pick the things that they want. And the cool thing about it is, like, her grandma was really into like metaphysics and spirituality. And that lady had a crystal collection, bro. I mean, crystals, bro. She could have opened up a fucking store. I mean, holy shit. And they were all organized. Like, she had them all categorized and organized with the little descriptions on each one and little boxes. And I mean, millions. Like, they estimated she probably had $100,000 worth of crystals in that house. I'm like, fucking Christ. And I think I don't have it on me, but I got a little crystal pouch. This neat little crystal pouch that had like some malachite and carnelian and shit like that in it. But anyway, that's what we were doing last weekend. So that's why I wasn't on here. And this morning, I really wasn't going to get on here this morning. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, anyway. What y'all up to? Anything fun? Got any fun plans for the weekend? Man, I'm ready for it to warm up. I'm ready for it to warm up. I always say that like right near the end of whatever season we're in. I was sick of the heat. Oh, I was sick of the heat, and I was ready for it to cool down. And it cooled down. It's been cool for a few months now. Now I'm ready for it to warm up again. Now I'm ready for it to warm up again. And it seems like now that I'm ready for it to warm up, it seems like it's taking longer. I mean, honestly, I don't have no room to bitch, man. Here in Vegas, it ain't that fucking bad. Today, it'll probably be like 72. But then it's going to go dip back down into like the 50s and 60s. But I know most of you, it's probably like 30s, 40s. You know what I mean? So, even 20s and shit like that, you know? But anyway. Yeah, no, most families argue over that kind of shit, man. Most families do. Leah's family didn't, though, dude. They were just so totally cool with each other, you know? So totally cool. It was like, hey, you want that? No, I don't want it. You want it? No, I don't want it. You want it? Sure. Like that's how they did through the whole house. And I'm just sitting here looking like, man. Anyway, though, just things, man, you know. It should help teach you how stupid materialism is, you know. It's stupid, man. It's a fun game to play. Materialism is a fun game to play. But you know those people who are just so fucking, they're so about their material things, you know? Like that's so dumb, dude. So dumb. So dumb. And that doesn't mean that poverty is a virtue. I'm not saying poverty is a virtue. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not one of those spiritual public figures. There's spiritual public figures out there that they're spiritual, you know, people in the spiritual community who will try to like basically lead you to believe that poverty is a virtue, you know, and that your goal is to be broke and poor and have nothing. No. Go make all the money you want, and buy all the toys that you want, and have all the fun that your heart desires. That's cool. That's totally fine. I'm talking about like those people that like get hung up. You know what I mean? Like their material things own them. Their material things own them. You know? Come on now. You know, whenever you go to somebody's house that passed away, you know, and it's just like, yo, look, check it out. They didn't get to take none of it with them. You know, they didn't get to take none of it with them. That didn't mean nothing. On your last day on this earth, your car ain't gonna mean diddly shit. Nobody's gonna care about that at your funeral. You think you're not gonna give a fuck? Well, he had an awful nice car. I'll remember him for his car. Mm-hmm. You know, so stupid. Oh, he had the biggest house in the neighborhood, and I'll just never forget how nice his house was. You know, just picture that next time. And again, man, I'm not saying material things are bad. They're not bad. Just next time, if anybody out there, next time you find yourself getting hung up on things, you know, and your whole life is consumed by nothing but you and your things. You know what I mean? You all know that person. You know that person. You at least met one person whose whole life revolves around their money and their things. You know? Oh well, that's the game they want to play. Let them play it, I guess. I don't know. It loses its flavor very quickly, though. There's one thing I learned very, very quickly on the journey. Learned that very quickly on the journey. The new things, it'll lose its flavor very quickly. It feels cool, it feels awesome for a brief little period in time, and then poof, it's meaningless after that. It doesn't mean nothing, you know. And then you're like, well, damn. All right. Well, let me go get another new thing. Maybe that wasn't the new thing that I needed. Let me go get another new thing, and you go buy another new thing, like a brand new pair of shoes news or some shit like that. And then it feels awesome for a minute. And then it's like, I don't really give a fuck about that, you know? And there's some people out there who it never clicks. It never clicks. That there ain't nothing out here that's gonna fill that void. You know, nothing. So, anyway, you all know that one person, don't you? Oh well. Yeah, oh yeah, it gets old quick. Yep, it sure does. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with learning that lesson. As long as you learn it. You know, you don't want to end up being that one miserable person that just never learns that lesson. They never learn that lesson. They just stay locked in their misery their whole life, and they don't ever figure out how to do any work to fix the fucking problem. You know, people, it's like, man, everybody is just so scared of themselves. We're so scared of facing ourselves. You know, so scared of facing ourselves. We look anywhere and everywhere but in here. So scared of facing ourselves. That's the only place you're going to find the solution to that problem, you know? In here. It's in here. And you know what it usually is? It's usually a fucked up belief system. Usually what it is. It's usually some kind of fucked up belief system that leads to some huge energetic fucking dissonance on the inside. And then when you identify that belief system, you usually end up finding out that it was something that you clung to for a long time while you was a lot younger that made you feel comfortable and kept you safe. And it served its purpose for the time, and then the older you got, it didn't serve its purpose anymore, but you were too lazy to to actually go inside and unwire that belief system, you know? And that's usually a lot of times what does it. It's usually some kind of belief system that we have. Usually it's some kind of belief system. I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head. Well, I mean, okay, so when it comes to like material things and whatnot, a lot of what we see, we were born and raised and brought up into a system that has pretty much programmed us to believe that like what you have is what tells about you, who you are, you know? Like, I am successful because I have this big house, you know, and I make this much money, so I am successful. Okay, and most people, like, they think that is what defines who they are as a person, you know what I mean? Because that is the image that we've had pounded into our heads since we were little kids. That's what I had pounded into my head when I was a little kid. You know, your number one priority is to get a good job and make a good living, and you know that's what tells who you are as a man. That's what I was raised to believe. If you don't get a good job and make good money and blah blah blah, you're a worthless piece of shit. That's how I was raised. I ain't even gonna lie. That's how I was raised. Now, I don't think my grandparents knew any better. I don't think they knew any better. That's just how they were raised. You know, I was raised by my grandparents. They didn't know any different. That's just how they were raised. You know, your number one priority is to go to college and then go get a job and make good money and buy a house. And if you don't do that, you're a worthless piece of shit. That's how I was raised, man. Those are the values I was raised with, you know. Yep. I was raised kind of fucked up, man. I mean, not really. I mean, they did the best that they could. I think it was who they were raising, you know, because they took me and my sister out of a really, really ugly situation. You know, and my sister was too damn young, so she was really, really moldable. She was still an infant when we got taken away from our parents. I wasn't. I was a couple years old, you know, so I had spent a couple years observing and experiencing the shit that we were living in and whatnot. So by the time they had got me, I was pretty traumatized already by 2, 3, 4 years old, you know. I'd experienced some trauma that your average 2-year-old doesn't experience. But they got me out of it, as soon as they could. As soon as they could. But I think it was just too late. It had already, like, the demons had already attached to me, and I'd already been traumatized at the time, so that took over and molded the majority of me, who I was growing up. And took forever to unwire that and fight that. That's what I've been dedicating the last like 5 years to. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm finally tackling that shit now that I'm in my 30s, dude. I'm 34 now. I didn't really even start this journey until I was in my late 20s. I was maybe 28, 29, something like that. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. I forgot what we were talking about. But anyway, we were talking about how, getting raised and the values that we're raised with. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was just real rebellious. Dude. Badly. Like, stupid. I was an idiot. I don't know, man. It's, if you tell me to do something, I don't care if you told me to go pick up a briefcase with $1 million in it. I'd tell you to go fuck yourself just because you told me to do it. Anything you tell me to do something, I'm gonna do the opposite. I don't know why. That was just always my natural reaction. It's just fight authority. Don't let nobody tell me what to do. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I don't know, man. That was just ever since as far back as I can remember. Nobody taught me to be that way. I don't know why I was always that way. But anyway. Anywho. That's part of the game. I think that's part of the 3D Earth game, being trauma bonded when we're little kids, I mean, at the end of the day, it just, what we experience as little kids sets the stage for us to get where we're going, Another thing, you hear some people who just, they cannot begin to comprehend or wrap their mind around that. People who are struggling on the awakening path. That's part of the game. It's part of the game, and your average spiritually dead asleep person can't even begin to comprehend that's part of the game. You know about it before you get in here. You're gonna experience, because your frequency has to be lowered. The whole point of this game is to dip down to the lowest vibrations of 3D you possibly can and see if you can raise up out of it. That's the whole point of this game. That's the whole hook of the whole fucking human game. So, you have to agree to have your frequency lowered as low as possible. So a lot of us agree to fucking childhood trauma. Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's part of the fucking game. It's part of the game. How low can I go? And can I remember how to raise up out of it? Can I actually remember who I am and how powerful I am? Can I take all that energy? Can you throw all that low frequency energy at me? And me figuring out how to take that energy and turn it into something fucking awesome. That's the whole goal. That's the whole point of this game. Every game you play, there's a hook to it. And anytime you're about to go play some kind of new game, all right, well, here's the rules. Here's how it works. And they sit down and explain to you the rules of how it works. Before you come play the human game on planet Earth, all right, here's how it works. All right, so you're gonna be this character, and as soon as you drop into the game, you're gonna go through this shit. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. You're gonna go through some of the most intense trauma that you can possibly go through. And that's gonna create this energy right here. And it's going to be a really heavy energy for you to really struggle with. And you're not going to have a clue. It's going to be so hard, you're not going to be able to think straight. See if you can take that energy and turn it into something cool. And climb up out of those low frequencies. And see if you can climb up out of the game. That's what we're all here trying to do. See if you can climb up out of the game. And some people have done it. People who have accomplished rainbow body. Uh-huh. Oh, yes, there have been people. They figure out how to do it. And they just explode into a ball of light and leave the game. Those are the people who actually beat the game. Those are the ones who actually beat the game. But yeah, man, that's the game, dude. That's the fucking 3D Earth game for you right there. That's the 3D Earth game for you. Fuck that game. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to play it again. I don't want to play it again. It was a neat game. Like whoever the hell came up with this shit, that was really neat. Very, very intense. I appreciate your creativity. Whew, I don't want to play it again. I don't find it fun. There's lots of entities who find that 3D shit fun. I'm not one of them. I don't find that fun. It was intense though. Woo, it was intense. Yep, it was intense. Very intense. But you gotta let the beings who want to play it, play it. You know, because there's a lot of beings who do love that game. A lot of them who love the 3D game. And they are the ones, like right now, the ones who are annoying us the most right now are the humans who enjoy that 3D game. They're the ones who are annoying us the most now. Those of us in the truth and the awakening community. You can probably guess who I'm talking about, right? You can tell who enjoys the 3D game. The people who are buying into the fear, you know? They're actually playing the fear game. They're fighting to cling to fear. Because that's the game. That's the game. That is the game. Those of us, I think it's pretty easy to, well, I don't know. Because here over the past couple of years, something very interesting has happened. Those of us who didn't come here to play the game, it's exposed who we are. It's exposed who we are. It's exposed the people who didn't come here to play the game. You know? There's a big team of us that didn't come here to play the game. We came here to help change it. You know? And it's exposed who those people are. You know? Because we've always felt like something's fucking wrong here. Something's wrong here. Something's off. Something is off in this 3D game, in this Earth game, on this planet. Something is off. Something is not right. Now, we shined a big spotlight on what that was, didn't we? Yup. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty daggone neat. Pretty daggone neat. Well, man, some beings think it's fun. I'm going to tell you what, there are some beings that do think it's fun. Whew. Some beings think so. If you think it's fun, man, shit. More power to you, I guess, because not me. Not me. Now, I'm sure it could get fun. I'm very excited to see what kind of world we create. I'm down to stick around for that. I'm definitely down to stick around for that. If we're gonna come together and create a world that is 4D, 5D, a higher vibrational experience here, I'm down for that. I'll stick around for that. You know? Boy, fuck some 3D, dude. Whew. 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 Fuck some 3D. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I can understand why the humans play it. If you ever listen to Naya, man, she explains it an awful lot. She explains it more perfectly to me than anybody I've ever heard. It's the contrast. Until I had actually experienced that contrast myself, I didn't understand the point of the game, but I get it now. I do understand the point of the 3D human Earth game. I understand why humans, long-term karmic humans, get so addicted to playing the game and coming back. Because it's that contrast. The contrast of going down to the lowest frequencies of 3D, the lowest vibrations that you possibly can, and then raise up out of it. The contrast. From dark to light. From bad to good. You know, those contrasts. This whole life is about contrast. You know, duality. It's about duality. And experiencing that dualistic contrast is what's so intense. is what's so intense, you know? And it is, too. Holy shit, it is. Oh, it is. Mm-hmm. Very intense. Like, I think back, I have experienced like both ends of the spectrum in this life, you know? And I wouldn't, neither experience was better than the other, but the contrast between the two was different, you know? Because I've experienced starving to death, being so fucking hungry from not eating in 4 days, and I'm jumping in a fucking dumpster, desperately trying to find a half-eaten sandwich, you know? I've experienced that. I know what that's like to not know if I'm going to wake up in the morning because I might freeze to death on the streets. But I've also experienced sitting in the Eiffel Tower overlooking Las Vegas, drinking a $90 glass of wine, eating a $300 plate of food. You know, I've experienced both ends of the spectrum, from dark to light, from low frequencies to higher frequencies, you know? And I get it. I see why the humans play the game, because of the difference in contrast and experiences. Get down to the lowest frequencies of 3D and see if you can climb out of it, you know? And matter of fact, this is gonna sound so fucked up, y'all. It's gonna sound so fucked up. Looking back, you know, some of the experiences that I hold the most near and dear to my heart are some of the bad experiences. Are those bad ones. Yup. I'm not really thinking back on, you remember that time you went and ate at a fancy restaurant and had a fucking $100 glass of wine and blah, 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 blah. I don't even really think about that. I'm thinking about, man, the good old days when I was struggling, you know? Good old days. Those are the character building days. Those were the days that define who you are as a person, you know? Days where I'm living up under a bridge and I have no clue. I can remember back when I was homeless and shit. I didn't even know when or if I was ever going to get out of that. I try to think back, like, what did I think I was going to do? I didn't have no plan. I wasn't sitting around like, all right, how am I going to get up out of this bullshit? Oh no. I couldn't. I was drinking a gallon of vodka a day. I was trying to not think. I was just trying to survive a day and get as drunk as I possibly could. That was my only goal, you know? But just thinking back on times like that, it's like, man, those are the memories that I hold the most fond. Because again, it's the contrast. That's the reason why the humans come play this game. That's the whole point behind it. Anyway. Anywho. Yep, that is what the game's all about. Yep. It sure is. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that the Pluto return wasn't until the 22nd, is what I heard. I heard that was on the 22nd. And I've heard about that. I've heard about all that. Yep, I sure has. I've heard about that. Yeah, it's going to be a good year, man. It's going to be a good old year. Just personally for me, especially in my fitness. Man, making all kinds of progress in my fitness, man. Like the whole this fitness journey I've been on is just been so wild. And it's a slow process. I would have to say that this has helped change me more than anything else on my path. You know, it has really, really, really done some things to my mind. Being on the little fitness journey. You know, now we're like pushing heavy weight. That's scary, man. It's scary. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of fucking scary. It's kind of scary. The whole first year and a half was, because I'd never done anything like that before. Most people in their 30s who are into fitness, they've been doing it most of their life. I'd never done it before. So the whole first year and a half was teaching my body, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And I didn't know like how turned off my body was, how many muscles had never been used before, you know? So getting all those little muscles just activated and turned on, you know? And then laying the solid foundation for a year and a half, just laying the foundation. Now adding weight to it and growing muscle. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going April 1st for my personal reconnection with Case. I got a shirt on too. I'm going April 1st. Man, that has been a big eye opener too, man. Playing with the frequencies. I do it every day. Every day. I find some time to sit around and play with the frequencies, and it's still so mind-boggling, dude. So mind-boggling. I've gotten real good at pulling them in with my right hand. And it feels so insane. I never imagined in a million years that it would feel that intense. Like I'll lay there and I know all the movements I gotta do to get the frequencies coming in. And what it starts feeling like, it feels like I have, you ever take two magnets that are like the same size pole, the same side, like the positive side, and try to put them together and it pushes against it? They repel each other. That's what it feels like. I feel this push against my hand. And like, you know something? I shit you not. I'll feel something grab my hand and start moving my arm like this. And I'll just sit and watch it. My arm just moving. I'm like, bro, scared me when it first happened. I'm like, is it supposed to do this? And I asked Case, I said, dude, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit, man. This is freaking me out a little bit. I didn't know that there was some force that was going to grab my hand and move my arm for me. He said, it's all love. Don't worry about it. Nothing to freak out about. And I'm like, whew, this is intense, man. This is intense, but I got to go get it done in person. It's just blown me away. I still haven't really thought of much that I could say about it. And he gave Leah a little session too. We talked about that, and while we sat and chatted, I pretty much gathered that that's pretty normal. Most people don't really understand it. Not really. Scientists are still researching it. So it's a field of energy that's new to the planet, apparently, these new frequencies, and you tune into it. You tune into it like a radio station. And it's fucking there, dude. Oh, it's fucking there. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's real. It's real. Oh, it's real. You know? I'm still blown away. By how like, whoa. I'm trying to think back on what my expectations were back in the day. Maybe, because it's not that I didn't believe it. I believed it or I wouldn't have done it. But I'm trying to think back of what type of I had to have some kind of expectations or I wouldn't be feeling this way about it. You know? Like I'm thinking, yeah, I probably just thought I would feel a little bit of tinglies in my hand. I didn't know that, it would literally feel right here in the middle of my palm, right here. Like, if I'm laying there long enough, playing with the frequencies, it feels like somebody's just pushing. And like my hand will just like get all like all weird shaped. Like I'm grabbing an electric fence and my arm will just start moving like this. And then the next thing I know, my face is tingling. And my whole body, and then I'm seeing all these crazy colors in my eyes, you know? Okay, you ever been laying in a dark room with your eyes closed? You know, like, so imagine you're in a dark room and your eyes are closed, you're trying to sleep, and then somebody flips the light on in the room. You know how you can see that through your eyelids? You can see it, the light through your eyelids? That's what it looks like. The minute it goes through my arm, if I'm laying there with my eyes closed, it looks like somebody flips a light on in the room through my eyelids, you know? It's wild, and then these crazy colors start swirling around. Bro, this is fucking nuts, dude. I want to go learn reconnected healing. I want to learn it. I want to learn it. You gotta go to their little seminars. You know, I gotta find one. I think the earliest one, if I remember correctly, is gonna be, I think in May. It's gonna be in New York. I don't want to fucking go to New York. But I mean, there's part of it that there's the first part of the courses online. It's like $200 for the online courses, and then that's level 1. There's level 2 and level 3 of learning it. You know, I want to learn it. I want to learn it. I do. I'm going to. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to be a reconnected healing practitioner. That's not what I'm saying I'm going to do. I don't have any, I don't know, but I'm just really, really drawn. I'm reading the books, dude. Dude, I hate reading. I fucking hate reading. If I got books and bookmarks and I'm halfway through a book, that's big. That's big. that's big. That's life-changing for me. If I'm reading a book, I'm halfway through a book. Are you kidding me? You don't know how not me that is. You don't even know. You have no idea how not me that is. I don't read books. Fucking hate reading. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. People are always asking me, hey, can you recommend any books on spirituality? I'm like, no, I don't read. I don't read. I don't know. I don't read books. So I just feel so drawn to this. So drawn to this that there's got to be a reason for it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm going to be a reconnected healing practitioner. I don't know if maybe I'm just going to help people who come into my life. I don't know. But whatever it is, I just feel so drawn to it. I feel so drawn to it. It's so fascinating. And I've always been drawn to it. You know, ever since I first came across Case's channel. And I didn't even know, when I first started watching him on the internet, I didn't even know that's what he did. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. I'm trying to think when I discovered that that's what he really does. He's kind of mysterious, man. There's something kind of mysterious about him. You know? I don't know. There's something kind of mysterious about him that feels kind of like, I don't know. But he just put up a few videos on his channel. Put a few videos up on his channel. And the first few videos weren't even really about reconnected healing. They weren't. Like the first 3, 4, 5 videos. And I mean, the first couple videos he put on his channel just blew up. And like started getting him a following on YouTube. And then it wasn't until he had his channel for, I want to say 6 months. I think about 6 months or so before he really started talking about what it is that he actually does. And I remember me and Leah asked him, so where does your client base come from? And he says, 100% from YouTube. And I forgot to ask him at the time. And I was wanting to ask him, yeah, but what about before that? You've been supporting your family as a reconnected healing practitioner for this long? You know, how do you do that? I don't know, man. There's something, I don't know. That would be a cool job to have, though, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be interesting. That'd be a neat job to have. I don't know, man. Something fascinating about it that I feel drawn to. And especially now that I waited all this damn time for the first time in, what, 3 years? 3, 4 years that I've been following him on the internet? That I've actually gone through with getting a session? I'm going to tell you why. You know, all right, you want to know why? Really, honestly? Because I'm antisocial. I'm antisocial. That's the reason why it took so long for me to really connect with him like that. Because I'm so antisocial. Y'all don't understand how antisocial I am. I don't like talking to new people. I just don't. I don't. Not even somebody that I'm a real big fan of. I was a real big fan of his. You know, major supporter and follower of his. I'm just antisocial. I was just trying to avoid I was trying to avoid the whole talking to him on Skype, you know? Just because I'm antisocial. No reason. You know what I mean? He knows. He sees my video content. He knows what kind of person I am. I don't know what it is about me. I just don't like meeting new people. I don't like talking to new people. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. So that's really the only reason why it took me so long. Because I've asked him, I'm like, all right, hey man, can I get a distance session? Said, yeah. $150 or however much, I don't even remember. Then I'd be like, all right, and I get nervous. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. I get scared, you know? So, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's why it took me so long. That's why it took me as long as it did to go ahead and go through with it, just because I'm antisocial, you know? But anyway. Thank you for that compliment, OE. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I've been evolving, man. I'm changing. Evolving and changing. Definitely growing and evolving. So I think it's really important for me to grow and evolve because I preach growth and evolution, don't I? Isn't that like the number one message that I send? Is to grow and become a different person. Become a different person every day, from one day to the next, 1 month to the next, 1 year to the next. The longer you follow me, now I know there's some of you. I know there's some of you that just hang back and don't say nothing, never said nothing, and some of you have probably been following me for the whole fucking journey, the whole journey, you know. One thing that I can promise you is that you will see me change and evolve. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. I've been on a journey of growth and evolution since I was 27. Well, technically about 28, but it started when I was 27. And ever since then, I have been growing and evolving. So you all have been on this journey with me for the past couple of years. Little part of it, but you will see me grow and evolve and change. Now, I can't tell you how. I don't know how. Who I'm going to be next year this time. I don't know who I'm going to be next year this time, but I'm not going to be this me here. I'm going to be totally different. Totally different person. Yep. Go back through this channel. Just go through this channel. Go to this channel and go back to last February. I challenge you. Whenever you get off this right here, scroll back to last February and look at one of these little chats that I did. Totally different person. Totally different person. I look different. I talk different. You know, I carry myself differently. My energy's different. And then you go back even the February before that. Totally different person. You know? I think I was one of those. Now, here's what I think. And I heard Dolores Cannon talking about this too. She was talking about there are some, she calls them volunteers. You know, the volunteers who come here and from other planets, other star systems, not from Earth, to assist in the shift from the old Earth to the new. Some of them, and this is where I fit in, try to come in and couldn't make their first incarnation, okay, because the energy was too intense. So at their first attempt at incarnation, the energy was too high, the vibration was too high and too intense, and it killed the host. So the mother miscarries, you know, the first attempt at incarnation. My mom miscarried her first pregnancy. Yup. And then they figure, oh, okay, well, the energy's too intense. It's too much. So they just take that soul and give it a little piece, just a little bitty piece to start off with. You know? So there's only a part of the actual energy force that is born into that being, just a little bitty part of it. And then as that person grows older, the other side spoon feeds the rest of the soul to the human. You know, so you'll see them dramatically change and evolve throughout periods of their life, you know, evolve into a completely different person, higher vibrational. And I'm like, dude, that's me. When I heard her say that, I'm like, that's me, dude. That is so fucking me. Like everything that she just said right there, she just basically told my story, you know, blew my mind. I was like, yep, whatever wave of volunteers that is. I'm not one of the, I mean, I don't like looking at it like the waves. You know what I mean? Because people are trying to put too much of a, what do you call it? Like, too much of a box. Putting them in a box, you know? Time and things. Well, from this time frame to this time frame is the first wave. And that's so human 3D thinking. But Dolores Cannon, I mean, she was a 3D human, you know. She was definitely a 3D human. Long-term karmic human, so it makes sense. Anyway, it'll be about time for me to get out of here in a couple of minutes. Hope you all enjoyed this little blab fest here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to get off this table. There we go. Hope you all enjoyed this little blab fest here. Gonna be time for me to go. Oh, my brain is all fired up now. Brain's all fired up. I'm ready to go. We got a big old bunch of personal readings to do today. Let me see. How many do I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5. That's not many. She told me I had a bunch. It's only 5. That's not bad. When I hear a bunch, I'm thinking like 8, 9, 10 of them. 5's not bad. That's not bad. I can knock that out and the weekly forecast. And I might be able to get in a few more March readings too. So, Anyway though, yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop on out of here, y'all. Just wanted to get on here and touch base because I wasn't on here last weekend. So I'll see y'all later on.